Hey, seventh grade. Okay, so this is the last step of your Roy Lichtenstein inspired self-portrait. Before we begin, let's look at some of his work again. Okay, so here is one picture of his artwork. I want you guys to look at the hair, all right? There's lines. These lines are creating two things, texture and movement. So these lines are indicating that her hair is flowing, and it's also indicating that there is texture here, that her hair is made up of strands, all right? It's also showing depth because these thicker spots right here is showing that there's like area of the hair that you could almost like pick this piece up, and it's showing that the hair goes in this area to show like flows of hair, okay? I also want you to look at these lips. This is a highlight, and the highlight is indicating that her lips are three-dimensional, that her lips are thicker up here. That's where it's catching the light. So what it does is it makes her lips not look flat, like flat. It's creating the idea that there's a lift right there where it's catching light. Now we're going to avoid these eyes because I don't know why Roy decided not to color those, but I do want you to see that her eyes are so open that the colored part of her eye, you can see the white above it here and a little bit below because her eyes are so open in fear, okay? Now, let's go to this one. Again, we see the lines for the movement of the hair. Look, we even see that there's a little curl right here. Here's the texture. And do you see how her eyes are a little bit lower and you see only partial part of the eye? So here's the pupil. And this lid is actually going through the pupil because her eyes are more relaxed. But I want you to see this highlight. This highlight here is to also show that our eyes are reflecting light because it is a rounded surface, but also your eyes reflect light. If you look at anybody in your house right now and you're talking to them, they will all have a little white speck or maybe even two. And sometimes if you look so closely, you can even see the light, like the lights from the ceiling or the lamp in the eyes. It's insane if you take the time to look. Okay. Let's just move on from this one. Okay, here is the highlight in the lip again, highlights in the eyes. I wanted to show you this is just another different color of hair. She has no highlight on her lips, but she definitely has in the eyes. Okay, so watch this. I want to show you something. If you were to feel your eye, if you feel the eye, you actually have a round, your eyeball is actually kind of a round ball. If you were to like pluck that sucker out of your eye, it would be round, okay? In the middle is your, the colored part, iris. I'm sorry, I didn't look that up. Iris, and then here's your pupil. All right, but I want you to feel your eye, feel all around, and feel how the Lord has given you a cheekbone and an eyebrow bone where your eyeball can sit in there to sit comfortably and safely because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And those bones are in there for your eyeball to sit in and be protected by. So I want you guys to just think about that and how awesome the Lord is, that he would make your face to be attractive and to be have its own protection. Crazy. Okay, now, when you have the your eyelid in there, okay, here's your eyelid, and here's the bottom part. And then I drew in the eyebrow. Okay. Do you see how the eyelid touches the top of the colored part? And sometimes, so now this pupil is not necessarily dead smack in the middle. Sometimes it's a little bit higher. Okay, so you guys should go ahead and look at your self in the mirror, and you can kind of see where your pupil lines up with your eyelid. So here's the deal. I don't think I want my pupil right dead smack in the middle. I'm gonna put it just a little bit higher, okay? But you guys might have to look at your picture. Are your eyes big with surprise? And then you could maybe see a little bit. Is it definitely in the middle? Just look in a mirror and look at your picture if it shows it very well. But I'm gonna put that aside. Now here's the problem. I don't have a black marker, but I practice it, so I'm just have to use this blue. I practice it with the pencil first, and I'm gonna put my pupil. Now that's kind of scary and it's concerning, and that's why I need color. Now let's go to the color, okay? Do you remember how we discussed that there's that white in your eyes, that light? So when I color my eyes, I'm gonna leave a little white dot. Do you see how now it looks like my eyes are reflecting? I'm gonna do it over here too. And now my eyes look like they're reflecting light. That is something that you can do, and it'll look really cool. I also am gonna add, I'm gonna practice this with pencil first, but I'm gonna add, oops, I picked green. Oh snap, that's funny. I'm gonna just add little dashes for my eyelashes, okay? You do not have to do this. And I would practice. Don't go all the way in here and all the way in here, else you'll look like a little homemade doll with stitched eyelashes that go all the way in. You just need to kind of put them off into the corners a little bit. You do not have to do the eyelashes, all right? You do not have to. All right, now lips. Now, if I chose red marker, my lips would really look like I have lipstick on. So I'm gonna choose the color of my skin. If you want to pick like a little bit of a darker pink, or if you wanna do red, that's fine. But I'm just saying it might be a little shocking if you're not ready for it. When I do my lips, I'm gonna leave a little bit of a highlight on my bottom lip to show dimension on my lip. Okay, do you see what I did right there? All right, so that's what I'm gonna do there, just for kicks and giggles. Then what I'm going to do is, I have a big expo, but I'm going to go back in, and I might practice with my pencil first, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to for you guys, but please do it. I'm gonna go back in, and I'm gonna make thicker lines in my hair. Okay, so I started thin, I got thick, and I ended back in the thin. And I'm going to do lines to flow, to show texture in my hair. I'm not gonna just randomly do it. I'm following the lines of my hair, okay? And so I'm gonna go back in and do some thicker lines to show depth in my hair. I might pick some up over here. Look, I'm gonna get wider over here. Okay. I might put a little bit of lines here. Maybe I'll like follow some lines right here. That doesn't mean you have to draw every single strand. You're just adding, okay, to make things look thicker and more cartoonish. And I'm doing it carefully. I'm gonna maybe go around my face. These are decisions that you're gonna make yourself, and you're gonna try it and see how you like it, and you're gonna make decisions and get brave and maybe be like, ooh, I liked how that looked. I'm gonna continue this. Maybe I'm gonna outline this a little bit more. Maybe that'll have me maybe outline my whole self. It's really your decision. None of these are mandatory. But when you do it, it actually kind of makes it look more cartoony. Maybe some of you girls would want it to look like you have thick eye makeup on the top, you know, like this, like it did in some of those comics, and you could like make your eyebrows look a little bit better, but, or excuse me, bigger. But remember, go slow, because you want to think about what you're doing, because you're making choices that can enhance and hinder your project. All right. So then you also need to be thinking of what you want to say that's quarantine related. So I'm going to say I'm smiling but I miss my students. So I'm writing it out in pencil first, and then I'm going to go over it with my thicker marker. So that's why you need to spread stuff out, or your colored pencil. Make sure you spelled everything correctly, and do very nice pencil lines. See, look at that. That's sloppy. I'm running into myself. And then after you're done, you're going to go let the marker dry, because you'll smear it. And then I'm going to go and clean up my lines. All right. Look, I think I'm also going to make this a little bit bigger too. Oh yeah, this looks nice. Go slow. Okay. Love you guys. I cannot wait to see your Roy Lichtenstein inspired projects due Monday, 10 a.m. Okay, bye.